like a breeze of flower or a Sunday afternoon. Gone too soon. Gone too soon. Only one day, gone one night. I wish I knew the words to that song because I love it. Something like a shiny comet. Anyway, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, family. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Mental House with me, your host, Khadija. Well, y'all, you know it's story time, and I want to first of all say um, happy birthday, born day, to what the world knows as the King of Pop, and to um, others, Mr. Michael Joe Jackson, who would have been celebrating his 59th birthday, I believe, today. Yeah, 59th birthday. Y'all know it's still kind of hard for me to talk about Michael, and there's very few people that represent my youth or me feeling like they were such an integral part of my youth that sometimes it's even hard to separate my youth and that person. Um, and for me, it's Michael. Um, hmm, starting with him being from Gary, Indiana, and that being the home of my father, my birth father. Um, my dad going to Roosevelt, them going to Roosevelt, my uncles and my people in Gary now. Most of my people are in, I told y'all before, St. Louis and Gary, all these black towns. And so I have a very special place in my heart. My family lives on Grant, and anybody that is familiar with Gary, they know how close Grant and Jackson Street are to one another. So when I first saw Michael, and Jesus, I think I was about maybe 9. Yeah, I don't know, maybe 9. My uncle took me. We went to Gary was known for having these talent shows at Tolliston. I mean, not Tolliston, at Roosevelt. They're known for that. And the reason I said Tolliston because if you was black, you either went to Tolliston, Roosevelt. Um, Help me out there, y'all. Y'all Garyites, or what? Horace Mann. Those were the 3 schools that I can remember. Just from my cousins and those of us, you know, who have a close relationship with Gary. But anyway, my dad went to Roosevelt. Roosevelt was right behind um, Jackson, and that is where the Jackson 5 lived at that time. So when I saw Michael, there was none of this big hopla hopla and the greatest entertainer. It was just 2 people that shared the same background. My dad being from Gary. My dad worked in a steel mill. I know so many guys that worked in a steel mill, even up until the early 80s, where they had shut some of the jobs down, and then they opened the mill back up. And, that was a job just for everybody to try to get in. And I remember a guy named Jeff, who was a real good brother. And I know I'm going off a little bit, but he couldn't wait to work in a steel mill. And the very first day on the job, he was behind the truck. The truck backed into him and killed him. Wow, Jeff. And I just thought about that as I was talking about the story in the steel mill. My dad worked in a steel mill as well. He was like, hell no, I cannot do this. I'm a preacher's son. I don't give a damn how many people have worked in this steering wheel. I'm getting out of here. And he had um kind of like the spirit of Joe Jackson. But he came to Milwaukee, and of course, his existence was different as it would have been. And for those of y'all who've never been to Gary, you know, I heard it's on the up now. I heard Denise Williams moved back there. I don't know how true that is, but I heard that she's back and very active in her hometown. Gary is so full of talent that you guys will be surprised. And for those of y'all that are from Gary who always complained about Michael, never did anything for Gary and he could have had a park or he could, let me say something. Gary is just like a peon on the scale of the universe. Michael Jackson put y'all on the map. And for that, you should be grateful. You should be grateful because there's a whole lot of people in maybe Windsor, Canada, or maybe even somewhere in Australia or somewhere in Paris that wouldn't have a freaking clue to what Gary, Indiana is. But Michael Jackson made that city famous and made people want to know what the hell is a Gary, Indiana. So you be grateful. Maybe he didn't have the kind of relationship with the city that you would have liked him to have. But honey, let me say one thing. After Lyman Bostock got killed in that Gary, Indiana parade, come on now. Come on. All right. Now, let me get back to the story. I saw Michael at a talent show. And I don't know if it's the first talent show that they performed at. But that right there blew my mind when I saw somebody the same age as me. And because I was already singing in church. So just seeing that. And my uncles, these were my center uncles, quote unquote, my dad's younger brothers. So when I would go to Gary, they would just let me, see or do things that, probably my parents wouldn't have done if they were there. But I appreciated them for that. And seeing Michael changed my understanding about singing music. And I single-handedly accredit him, really, for me saying I don't have to sing this damn church music. And I think I was only 9 years old when I realized that, because the church people were already kind of, really strict. And then what capped it off was there was a place called the Upstairs Downstairs here in Milwaukee, which was a nightclub, and it's maybe about 4 blocks away from my home. Okay, and it was in the heart of the community. And the Jackson 5 came there. And Joe had booked them in this upstairs, downstairs lounge. And they had this record that was done on the Steel Town label. I can't think who the owner of that label is. Y'all, I'm telling you, the mind go first. The eyes really, but my memory is second. But they had this song out, I'm a big boy now that's looking for someone to love. Oh yeah, someone to share my dreams. Oh yeah. That was Michael. Skating boards and kitty car. I don't believe, 'cause I'm a big boy now. Big boy. Oh wow, that was a jam. That's looking for someone to love. That boy didn't know what the hell he was talking about, but that's what he was singing about. And that was my earliest memory of Michael Jackson. And then from then, and so we loved it. And in fact, my foster sister, who was the one I told you about, was like real corrupt and had me smoking cigarettes and stuff like that, behind my mother's back. Oh my God. Um, she is the one who took me to see them here. Yep. And I don't even remember how we got. I don't remember how I got in to see them. As a matter of fact, I didn't get in to see them. I just got the record. She got the guy wouldn't let me in. I was too young. So upstairs, downstairs was like a lounge, I guess. And it just doesn't seem like it was nighttime to me, but maybe it was. But anyway, make a long story short, we had a copy of that record, Big Boy, and I just never dreamed that this man would end up being the king of pop. This man would end up being the world's greatest entertainer. I just can't believe it, but if somebody is working you like that and you are so focused like that from a child on, there's no way that you probably wouldn't be successful doing music that way. Sometimes when I sit back and think about all the people and all the things that I've experienced in my almost, in my 58 years, it almost shocks me sometimes. And I'm like, wow, that was really a part of history. But I guess after you've been on the planet, for a little while, and you start being thankful and grateful for all your experiences more and more, you begin to see, wow, I was in the thrones of history, or wow, I was in the beginning of something really huge. And sometimes you don't sit back and smell the coffee or think of the things that way. And I want to encourage everybody too, because some of the memories that you're making right now that may seem just the way it is, 20 or 30 years from now, it is those memories that you'll look back on and say, hey, that was an opportunity that a lot of people didn't have and I did. And I'm thankful and I'm grateful, because it's that and those opportunities that help shape and create the person that I am. So I want to thank Michael Jackson for all the music. I want to thank him for loving humanity the way he did. And again, it's very difficult for me to talk about Michael still. And I know it's been a while. But yeah. If anybody that I have the utmost respect for, and somebody that got the full potential out of their craft, my hat goes off to Michael Jackson. Having a father that was a straight narcissist and a mother who was complete codependent, there's a lot of things that I share with Michael, even in terms of performing talent and singing wise. Not that I'm trying to say that I'm anything like Michael Jackson. I'm saying the environment around having and being made to perform. I recorded my first record at 13. I told you guys that, and but it was never the singing, because it's in the singing. I think I'm speaking for Michael when I say that's when you really felt the closest to God. Not the religion, not the dogma, not the control, not anything other, is when you feel like you're holding God's hand. It's more than likely when you're singing, performing, doing what's inside of you that you know is bigger than you. So with that being said, y'all see I'm still a little choked up. I want to thank Michael, and I want to wish him a happy belated birthday. I'm not a belated. Today is his birthday. Duh. Um, and I just thank him for the music, and you will always be alive. And I don't even want to talk about anything else because as long as I sit here, my mind will go to other things that I'm just totally done about, and I don't know if I even want to go there. Um, I guess to make this a balanced conversation, I have to. I'm very disappointed in how he allowed himself to be, manipulated by certain aspects of the entertainment industry, and also by his family, which usually happens. Um, and I think that while I'm impressed that Michael, could see the world beyond black and white, I just find it a travesty that all his wealth is in the hands of people that don't look like him. For that, I'm angry. And so, just to keep this on a positive note, I'm going to get off right now because I still love Michael and I love the music and I enjoy his music today and pay homage to the brother in some kind of way. Happy birthday to Michael Joseph Jackson, born August 29, 1958 in Gary, Indiana. Bye-bye.